The days passed as I stayed in my little Airbnb, sorting through thoughts, still refusing to call back. But then something unexpected happened. It was Thursday evening when my phone buzzed. I didn't recognize the number but answered anyway. "Danny?" It was Jason. "Yeah," I replied coolly. Jason's voice shook, and there was a long pause before he spoke again. "Daniel, I'm sorry, but things got worse. Mom and Dad, they didn't listen. I tried talking to them, but they're stubborn. They kept insisting they'd manage. But now they've had to sell the car." My heart sank, but part of me couldn't help but feel vindicated. "They sold the car?" I repeated coldly. "Yeah," Jason's voice cracked. "They had no choice. The bills piled up, and we couldn't keep up with payments anymore. They sold it to cover some of their debt. It's gone. I don't know what to say, man." I leaned back in my chair, staring out the window. A rush of satisfaction washed over me, mixed with something darker. They had chosen Jason. They had handed him a car and thrown my efforts in my face. And now, with all their mistakes catching up to them, they were losing it all. I wanted to gloat, to rub it in their faces, but I didn't say a word for a long time. Jason kept talking, his voice breaking, but I couldn't bring myself to feel sympathy. Finally I spoke, my voice firm. "Jason, you didn't have to lose the car. You should have known this would happen. That they wouldn't have the means to keep up. They always expect me to clean up their mess, but this time I wasn't there to pick up the pieces." Jason was silent. "I warned them too," I continued, my words sharp. "Now, when they handed me that bill instead of a gift, I told them it would come back to bite them, and now it has." Jason's voice grew desperate. "Daniel, please. I know this is messed up, but they didn't mean for this to happen. We never wanted it to turn out like this." I came to a halt, relishing the intoxicating sense of power coursing through me at this very moment. After years of being relegated to second place, constantly in the shadow of their blatant favoritism, I had finally broken free from their suffocating hold. I turned to face Jason, my eyes cold and unwavering. "You know what, Jason?" I said, my voice dripping with a mix of bitterness and new-found strength. "Maybe this is exactly the lesson they needed to learn, and unfortunately, it had to be the hard way. If they'd shown an ounce of thoughtfulness, an inkling of fairness, they wouldn't be in this mess right now. I hope it stings, because they deserve to feel the pain they've inflicted on me for so long." At my words, Jason's face crumpled and he started to cry. For a brief, split second, a twinge of guilt tugged at my heartstrings. But then, like a vivid nightmare, the image of my parents' smug self-satisfied smiles when they'd unceremoniously handed me that bill flashed before my eyes. In an instant, any trace of guilt evaporated. "No," I thought to myself, hardening my resolve. "I don't owe them anything, and I certainly don't owe Jason my sympathy right now. They made their choices, and now they're facing the consequences. This is what they get for treating me like an afterthought, for valuing Jason over me."